Hey everybody, welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day, and boy do we have a lot of filthy pitches today. But before we get to them, hit that subscribe button so you make sure you don't miss out on the interviews and highlights that we're going to be doing throughout the year. I'm going to start out with a couple of top-tier prospects. DL Hall, whose fastball was touching 100 miles an hour and had a wicked slider. And if you see them overlaid, this helps you see why he is so good. He is going to give hitters nightmares. And we have some Spencer Strider. Spencer also can touch 100 miles an hour and is another electric arm. And he looks like he might tie a damsel to the train tracks. Or maybe like he's Nestor Cortez's long-lost brother. Strider replied to me on Twitter, "I'm your Huckleberry."
I'm your Huckleberry.
Framber Valdez had his usual wicked curveball working, and is definitely one of the best curveballs in baseball. He had a batting average of 125 against it last year with a swing and miss rate of about 44%. Luis Gil was throwing gas for the Yankees, touching 98 miles an hour on this fastball. It's also great to see one of the best names in baseball, Sir Anthony Dominguez, making a comeback, and he had a nasty slider. Speaking of nasty, Ryan Presley, who can really spin the ball, threw this wicked curveball at over 3,100 RPMs. Will Smith had a couple of punch-outs on wicked sliders. Yeah, I'm never going to let this joke die. Go ahead and slap me. Corey Knebel looked sharp with his elevated fastball and curveball combo. The ageless wonder Adam Wainwright threw this dirty changeup. Thor looked dominant for the Angels with his mid to upper 90s fastball and his slider working. He struck out 4 and only gave up 1 hit. Living legend Clayton Kershaw only gave up 1 hit himself, relying mostly on his fastball and slider, but check it out, he got a K on a changeup, an 82-mile-an-hour changeup. If he finally adds a changeup to his fastball slider curveball combo, look out. Cy Young Award winner Robbie Ray was his usual dominant self, featuring an elevated fastball and slider combo. And that slider is tough. Dark Horse Cy Young candidate Logan Webb looked like he was throwing wiffle balls with these filthy sinkers and changeups. He gave up a few runs, but his stuff looked great. And speaking of Cy Young Award winners and filthy stuff, Corbett Burns, holy cow. He had 8 Ks, giving up only 1 hit, just filthy breaking stuff, and his cutter definitely was in mid-season form, painting a beautiful backdoor cutter here. And we got a home plate view of his cutter, and you can see why it's so hard to hit. It looks like a fastball until it disappears. But my filthiest pitches of the day, well, there are 2 of them. One from Jordan Hicks. God, it is so good to have Jordan Hicks back because he is a filth machine. He had this 99-mile-an-hour front door two-seamer, which Marcus Stroman looked at in awe. And we all know about Hicks's legendary velo, but he also had these sick breaking balls. Poor Brinson, he almost made him poop his pants on this first one and then K'd him with another ridiculous breaking ball. Combining that with a 100-plus mile-an-hour sinker, man, I can't wait to see Jordan Hicks all year. Last and certainly not least, I have to create another tier for this guy. Maybe we'll call it a Pitching Ninja God tier. But this airbender from Devin Williams is just impossible. Look at this thing. It starts out looking hittable and then ends up in the dirt. I have to come up with new ways to illustrate how filthy this pitch is. Here it is overlaid with his fastball, and you can see how they start out looking the same, and the airbender dives into the dirt. But maybe the best way to illustrate it is from a home plate view. Thank you for giving me a home plate view of the airbender. And you can see here, it starts out looking absolutely hittable. And then look at where this pitch ends up. You can see why he's only given up 1 hit in 2 years off a 3,000 plus RPM airbender. It is, in my view, the best changeup of all time, and it's a Pitching Ninja God tier pitch in a class all by itself. And as a bonus to all you subscribers out there, here's Devin Williams showing me how he throws the airbender.
I'm throwing it off. Essentially, I like to explain it to people, I could just hold it here in between with these 2 fingers, and these are just, they're keeping it there. They're just resting. I'm throwing it all off of the middle and ring finger. Kind of the way I've learned to help other people is like, you know, with a slider, you're kind of trying to cut that corner. I'm doing that same thing, just this way.